Beyond the podcast of 1984. Beyond the podcast of 1984. Beyond the podcast of 1984.
All right, here we are back with another episode of Beyond the Podcast of 1984. And this is your pal. Or am I your pal? I don't know. I'm sure some of you people out there listening to this are my pals. So, hey, you're listening to this and you're my pal. What's up? So anyways, this is a very special episode. This is dedicated to GG Allin, who passed away 31 years ago to this day. Of course, it's like much later at night, but yeah, this is my dedication. So first of all, before I start this episode, I want to say if you don't like GG Allin, you don't have to listen to this. That's fine. I don't care. I'm doing this for myself. This is also for all the fans and the people that love GG. I'm one of them. I've been a fan since 1989. But hey, if you find him, you hated him and found him offensive, that's fine. A lot of people did. He did some pretty gross things, but that's not the point. The point is, this episode, it's definitely not going to be for everybody. There's going to be foul language in it because I'm not going to censor myself to, and if I need to keep bleeped out, I guess I do. But I'm going to be naming some albums, song titles, and all that. And, if you're easily offended, don't listen to this. So let's just get right to the point. In 1989, I had one of my best friends, Jerry, who I did a couple episodes ago. My friend Jerry SC Vchek from, Real Sick in a Zine. Anyhow, he gave me a zine. This is back in, I think around 89. Had to be 89. Anyways, he gave me a copy. I can't remember if he sent it to me. I think he just gave it to me. I don't remember. He got it in the mail. Killjoy did a fanzine. That's Killjoy from Necrophagia. Rest in peace. But he did a fanzine, and God, this issue was from I'm trying to remember, it was like 85 or 86. I mean, it was pretty old, but anyhow, it was called The Metal Commandments. And it had a lot of metal bands and some punk bands and stuff. Like, he had Wendell Williams on the cover, which is pretty freaking cool. And anybody just listening to the show for the first time, that's where the name of my show is from. Beyond the Valley of 1984. Of course, Beyond the Podcast of 1984. Title probably doesn't even make any sense. I was just thinking about it a little while ago. Does that even make sense? Beyond the Podcast? Well, what's beyond the podcast? I don't know. 1984? I don't know. I don't make any sense. There's no rules, man. But anyways, the fanzine was really cool. I still have it. It's like in excellent condition. Who knows? Maybe I could get it reprinted or something. I don't know if he did any other issues, but it was a really cool zine. Anyhow, moving. I had all these articles in there. He had a few interviews. But he had this article about a guy called GG Allin. I'm like, what the? I had no clue. I'd never heard of him or anything. The only punk at the time that I was listening to, and it was not that long before GG was Ramones and the Sex Pistols. And I don't know if you really want to call the Dead Milkmen punk. Not really, but I love the Dead Milkmen. Anyways, so I'm reading this article, and I was like, what the? It just said, it was basically describing, you hear your sister screaming, you go into the room and she's being assaulted and raped by this crazy madman. You've just entered the world of GG Allin. And it had a picture of this guy. He had eyeliner on and a bandana, and he's yelling in a microphone. And I'm like, the first thing that popped in my head was, this guy looks like a total glam, poser. And this is when I was going through the phase. I didn't listen to, all the bands that I loved back then, like Rat, Motley Crue. I didn't even listen to Twisted Sister. I mean, I cheesed out for a while. All those bands, Poison, Cinderella, even Wasp, Anyhow, I was like, this guy looks like a total, and my buddy Jerry and I were just laughing. We're like, who is this guy? And, and in the articles describing, it said he's the sickest singer, punk rocker you ever hear in your life. And you know, songs like I Want to Rape You, I Want to Piss on You. God, what's the other one? Oh, Fuck the Dead. God, I can't, I want to, I want to fuck myself. And I was just kind of laughing. And we kept talking about it. I'm like, we were talking on the phone. Cause yeah, this was like, I think after Jerry ended up going back to California. Anyway, yeah, because he had sent me the zine. I'm sorry. My memory is just, it's been a long time, man. 35 years ago. Anyhow, also we kind of started getting a fascination. We're like, wonder what this guy sounds like. And then one day he sends me a dub copy of Hated in the Nation. I gotta tell you, there's only been a few bands in my life that I've heard the first time that I automatically loved. Like the Misfits, Pink Floyd, love Twisted Sister. A few bands here and there like that. Celtic Frost. So I got this tape and I've listened to it, and I was in my room and I could not stop laughing. I was like, "This is awesome." Because it was freaking hilarious. It was like, if you ever heard Hated in the Nation, you know what it is. It's like Michael Board from Artless. He used to write for Maximum Rock and Roll until they kicked him out because, he was too offensive and just too controversial. That magazine went down the toilet anyways. But, rest in peace, MRR. You're online now. Big deal. That's definitely not a zine anymore to me. But anyhow, as far as I know, they're still online. They've been online for years. But they ended up sucking at the end. They turned into like bullshit. Just a bunch of yuppie. To me, yuppies are not real punk rockers, but these like assholes just turning it into this totally hardcore, super left wing, politically correct bullshit. They safe space bullshit. There's nothing punk rock about it, but that's fine. I'm not here to. Well, actually, I am, because this GG Allin was definitely not PC at all, and that's what I liked about him. That was one of the not the main reason, but one of the reasons why I liked him. Anyhow, I was listening to this album, and it's a combination of live and studio stuff, and Michael Board put it together for ROIR, who is a very legendary company. They put out all cassettes, and then later on they started doing CDs and then LPs, and they're legendary. They put out a lot of punk rock, dub, hard rock, even some pop music, but always kind of weird stuff, and they're legends, and you should look them up. They put out a lot of kick-ass, but like Bad Brains album, Japanese dub music, some New York, I think it was, I can't remember if they put out the New York Thrash. It was like some no wave comps or something. But anyhow, really cool compilation. Pretty cool picture of Gigi in there, all like totally just menacing looking, really nice black and white shot of him. He's wearing a vest. He's just sitting there like kind of glaring. And it had a really cool article in there by Jello Biafra, who it's funny because DK's, Dead Kennedys, very political band, but Jello, good sense of humor, and he was a GG fan. Apparently, probably still is. But anyhow, I ended up becoming a big fan. I was like, this is over the top. I'd never heard stuff like this. I mean, yeah, the song titles are very rude. I mean, come on, I'm gonna rape you. I want to fuck myself. 10-year-old fuck. I mean, very foul songs. Who was really doing that back then? I mean, yeah, you had, a little bit before GG, like, the Dead Boys and, God, I can't really, I'm trying to think of, earlier punk rock bands, but GG was just, an annihilator. And at the time, of course, I didn't see any of his live stuff or anything. I just heard, but not too long later, I ended up getting the original Hated in the Nation. That's how I was able to, see the photo, and then some cool picture in there, and some little stories by other people, like Iggy Pop may have started it, but GG is the frickin' Terminator. And I love Iggy Pop, but and that supposedly is where GG got his name. But the other story is that when he was a little kid, his father, he was born Jesus Christ Allin, which his name got changed not too long later, but apparently Merle, his brother, could not pronounce, say, what was it, Jesus. So he said Gigi, like Gigi. And I guess he just took that later on as, his punk rock name. Because his real name, of course, is Kevin Michael Allin. There's a whole story there. I mean, you could look up online. If you want to know more about Gigi, just, I don't know, get on Wikipedia or whatever. Just type in GG Allin history. What is my point of this show? This is my tribute to Gigi. And yeah, I'm kind of going all over the place. And no, I didn't write it down. I don't care. I don't give a shit about, I got to write all these notes. And you know what? I was writing notes and I can't find them. I don't care anymore. This is my show. And if I don't make any sense, then I guess I don't make any sense. Anyhow, Gigi was just over the top. I mean, the song titles I just mentioned, there's way more, probably cruder, more foul song titles. But, eventually I ended up getting more stuff. I ended up getting, I had found out, his band before, he was solo, his albums like Eat My Fuck, which I believe was the first album he did after his first, I shouldn't say his first band, but the band that everybody knows about, the Jabbers. Great kick-ass. They were way more, they were definitely punk rock, but I'd say Gigi sang a little bit more high, I don't want to say high-pitched, but it was just really good, really super upbeat. Rude lyrics, but nowhere near what happened later on when the band broke up. He got divorced because he was married and he has a daughter out there, but he just kind of went nuts. I guess he was trying to figure out what he's going to do with his life. Jabbers weren't around for a very long time, but they did some great stuff, really catchy. And there's some fans out there that the Jabbers are their favorite era. I love the Jabbers, but I like his solo stuff a lot too. I like all GG Allin. But his very first band, which at the time, good luck finding that. That was super rare. I would say good luck finding it back then. You can get it now. TPOS just put it out. It's been, about a year. But a band he did with Merle and two other guys called Malpractice. And I would say that was sort of like, I don't know if I want to say artsy punk rock, but it's definitely different. And Gigi was just playing drums because many people don't know this, but he was a very, very good drummer. In fact, Gigi, besides singing, was a musician. So, him on drums, his brother Merle on bass, and I can't remember the name of the other two guys, but TPOS, hallelujah, TPOS, they re-released the very first 7-inch, and the band was called Malpractice, and I think it's kind of funny. It's not bad. It's kind of upbeat. It's just really different. Not bad though. It's also on the GG compilation that I have. That's very easily. It's like, I think it's GG Allin the Singles Collection. I believe the Malpractice 7-inch is on there, but you get the 7-inch now, and which I'm happy. Anyhow, I just became a really big fan, and this is way before the internet, so the only time I ever really read about him, talking to like pen pals, or sometimes people would send me a flyer for like one of his shows. I still have this really cool flyer that my buddy Jason Beck sent me a long time ago. I still have it, man. It's in I actually finally put it in with all my GG archives, because I've been collecting GG stuff for a very long time, since probably about 89. I have a lot of stuff I cut out, like old Maximum Rock and Rolls, some interviews, photocopied stuff, a whole lot of stuff, like ads. Peter, how do you pronounce his name? Peter Dematia or Demacia? I think it's Dematia, but he used to sell videos through Maximum Rock and Roll, and he had a lot of GG stuff, and a lot of, stuff probably couldn't sell it now, like Screwdriver, and like he had a lot of controversial stuff, but he had like a lot of punk rock, and of course Merle, doing his mail order, which I honestly don't know if he's still doing it. I haven't talked to Merle in a long time, but Merle, I like Merle. He gets shit from people, but I like Merle, and people always cash in on his brother. Well, of course he is. Come on, man. He's the guy, the masters of all GG stuff, and like, you don't like it, don't buy it from him. People giving him shit because he shaved his head, he sold his hair. So don't buy it. That's the whole thing. That's Merle's right. And it kind of ticks me off that people really slam on that dude. And he's an all right guy. I met him once and he was really friendly. I met him, my buddy Jared and I met him, and Dino, the drummer, and really super nice guys, from the Murder Junkies. Really nice guys. They actually played out here, and I wish I could have seen them. But, of course, this is way after Gigi's death, and it was on my birthday, too. And I was really hoping, hey, hint, hint, hoping maybe I'd get invited. Nope. So, at least, I don't know, I bought a bunch of Gigi stuff after the show. I had enough money to buy some stuff. I know it sounds really cheap, but I was like, I really wanted to buy some CDs, and then he gave me a bumper sticker, which I still have. I have it in the sleeve of my Brutality and Bloodshed for All LP, which I got way, 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 way back. I think I bought that like 93. I still own it, and Merle signed it. I bought that from Bob at 4,000 Holes. But yeah, the thing with Gigi is, like I said earlier, over the top, foul, rude, crude, lewd, disgusting, obnoxious. I can kind of relate because, I don't know, some people think I'm obnoxious. They're like, oh, you're overwhelming, you're overbearing, you're sensitive, you're loud. Yeah. So? Actually, I'm not. I'm not like that all the time, but, people hate my band. I don't really care. Every time I played a show, I've cleared rooms, and I love it. And I had a friend ask me, like, did you do it on purpose? No. I don't give a shit if people like my band or not. I'm not doing it for any of you people, Seriously, I'm going to say this on a side note here. If you don't like noise, that's fine. Don't listen to it. But it's funny how many people are just all hateful. Oh, I hate it, stupid. It's pointless. They don't listen to it. Probably the same people like, oh, GG Allin, who's a waste. And, I've met plenty of so-called punk rockers like, oh, they hate GG Allin. I mentioned I'm a fan. Are you serious? Like, oh no, I'm just making it up. No, I'm not really a fan.
You're still afraid?
Stop it now! I mean it!
He's coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant!
He's coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a
He's
child!
coming for you. Look, here he comes.
Now he'll hear
Here he
you!
comes now. I'm getting out of here, BCA. Tune in to BCA's Podcast Weekly on Beyond the Podcast of 1984. BTP 1984.com. Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
But whatever. So, I don't know. The reason why I'm a big fan is I loved how over the top he was. I'd never in my life heard of a guy like this, He had countless bands, and just the names of the bands cracked me up. And, in this day and age, of course, everything's offensive. And, yeah, there's a lot of offensive stuff out there. But, personally, I find the news to be a lot more offensive than music or singers. And, anyways, bands like, you had the Scumfucks, the Horror-Covered Wagon, the AIDS Brigade, God, what was, I'm trying to think of his other bands. I know you had the Jabbers way back, GG Allin, and, I think one band was called the fucking Shit Biscuits. I believe that was the name of one of the bands, too. But he had countless bands, like whoever he could find, So there'd be times he'd get a band together, allegedly, the same night of the show that was supposed to happen. He wouldn't have a band, and then he'd find some like crazy like people and just play live. He even had did a rehearsal with Dee Dee Ramone. And if you've ever watched the documentary Hate It, it's really funny. He goes, oh, the Motor Junkies? Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's the name of his band. And I started laughing because I guess Dee Dee, he tried out on guitar and then he ended up not joining. I thought that was kind of funny, though, and kind of cool. And I guess they got along pretty well. I was like, that's pretty cool. But so what is my whole point here? This is my tribute. I'm a big fan. I've been a fan since about 1989. And I get really tired. Like, well, I can understand. Well, I don't really care. You're offended by him? Good. Probably offended by everything. Seriously, people. And I'm not saying like, oh, people shouldn't be. I don't care. I don't. I just loved how over the top Gigi was. And yeah, he could be pretty vile. He had some crummy things. And I can sit and say, oh, I don't agree with it. But I'm really tired of saying that because I've said it probably thousands of times. And yeah. I don't agree with everything Gigi said or did. I'm a fan regardless. He'd play a show. And he'd get beat up a lot. One show, according to a friend of mine, he was playing a show one time, and he was grabbing at this woman, and apparently she was holding a rusty knife, and she stabbed him, and he ended up having to get like a tetanus shot at the hospital. They had that like after the show. I don't think the show lasted very long, because a lot of his shows would not last long. It'd take just a few songs and get shut down. The cops would show up, and usually he'd get out of there before the cops would show up. But Gigi was very known for, playing. Towards the end, he was playing naked all the time. But earlier gigs, of course, he was wearing clothes, but usually just like a pair of ripped, dirty shorts or something and a bandana. Before he went to prison, he shaved his head while he was in prison, but before that he was balding big time. And he wasn't a very bad looking guy. He was actually a good looking guy in his early years. And then he just, as he got older and older and playing shows, smashing microphones into his face, knocking out his teeth, cutting himself up with beer bottles. He'd smash beer bottles on stage. But he did a lot of crazy stuff, like taking dumps on stage, urinating, masturbating. He'd get oral sex on stage, men and women. In fact, there's a really funny video I was watching with my buddy Jerry back in California in 91. He got this video from Charlie Infection, from Fudgeworthy Records, Psycho, Gonculator, and a bunch of other cool bands. He put out this VHS called GG Allin, America's Favorite Son, and I wish I would love to still get a copy of that. I don't know if it's even out there anywhere, but there's this part where he freezes the play until he gets a blowjob. So this very effeminate guy and this woman are bitch slapping each other, and I think the dude ended up giving him a blowjob. And the guy was like more effeminate than the woman, but I thought it was funny. And then he ends up, playing a song, but I thought it was hilarious. But no, he did a lot of pretty nasty stuff. Like on one of the shows I have, I think I have about 10 DVDs. Two different releases of Hated, the documentary. I have Allin, the Family, the documentary starring his dear mother and his brother Merle. And then a whole bunch of show collections, a bunch of gigs and stuff. What was it? Oh, yeah, one of the shows they were playing, it was with the Murder Junkies. He's up on stage, and the band, they're tuning up. And then he takes an American flag, and he takes a crap on it. He just diarrheas all over it. Then he pours lighter fluid on it, and he lights it. And the band's playing, they're already starting to play. And you could just see the smoke rising off. I was just like, God dang, I can imagine how nasty that smelled. I was like, holy crap. And I was just laughing. I mean, it's pretty disgusting. I couldn't even imagine being up on stage. But apparently Gigi really stunk. And even according to John Wayne Gacy, which I'm referenced from which they interviewed him. And, it wasn't, sorry. Unk. Well, I have I can't remember what his real name is. I was friends with him for a little while on Facebook. I don't know if I offended him, but him, much like many people, just dropped me off there, and I'm like, whatever, I don't care. But no, he was all right guy. I can't remember his real name, but anyways, he's in the documentary. And there's a part where I guess he had went and met John Wayne Gacy, and Gacy told him, he's like, yeah, I love Gigi, love that kid, he's real cool, but does he smell like a piss house? And I mean, I can only imagine, because I don't think Gigi washed his clothes much. But But the thing I haven't really gotten into is his music. And that was the big thing that I really liked, is his music was just, to me, just really kick ass, like the epitome of punk rock, like just, raging, man. And just foul and hilarious. I mean, at least to me, I've always liked hilarious stuff. And the thing that really does piss me off, though, is the fact that people can sit here and complain, oh, his songs are offensive. I'm like, and then let's go into bands like the Mentors, bands like that too. They're offensive. Oh, but you don't complain about Andrew Dice Clay. It's like, oh, because he's playing he was playing comedy clubs for a bunch of yuppies and mainstream people. Oh, he's up on stage. It's not a band, though. I don't care. How come nobody's complaining about him or other comedians? Oh, but there's a difference. No, there's not. Say the Mentors are a comedy band, and this whole bullshit, oh, yeah, raped people, it's all a joke. But you see, and it's not even like even now, but even back then, it's got worse now. But back then, I don't know, these people are just hypocrites, in my opinion. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, you should go listen. I don't care if you're not a fan. Like I said earlier in the episode, not a fan of the Mentors, GG. I totally understand. I understand completely. You're a bunch of prudes and you're boring and you have no sense of humor. Like, oh no, you can't make a joke about rape. Is rape funny? No, it's not. I don't think it's funny. But, I've had people I've known, and it's personal. I'm not going to get into it, but I've known people been raped, date rape, all that horrible stuff. There's a big difference between somebody actually going out and raping somebody and then singing about it. But of course that doesn't matter. I can't get that to people's heads because it's just like these people, all these actors and actresses and other musicians, like, oh, there've been allegations of, or, something they said 20 years ago and, oh, we need to ban them now. It's like, oh, let's teach them a lesson because they said something a long time ago or they did something, like when David Bowie died, this guy online, he's like, David Bowie wasn't a hero. He was a rapist. He raped 13-year-old girls. He's going on and on. I'm like, oh, let's just trash on somebody that's dead now. The funny thing is, you're going on, it's like, how's that rape? He didn't rape anybody. All those bands, I'm not justifying, having sex with underage girls, but that happened a lot back then. But, oh, no, we got to dig that up. Oh, man, well, you better get the Rolling Stones and probably Aerosmith and all these other bands, man, because, they had sex with underage girls. Guess what? They're fine. They didn't rape them. There's a big difference between rape and some girl fucking, wanting to screw some band because they're a groupie, Oh, man, we got to lock up everybody. Anyhow, I got sick of it. It's like, I've gotten crap from people. It's always these so-called punks. I'm like, I don't care. You're hypocrites. It's like, oh yeah, if the band is like, it's like you sound like your parents or like older people that are like offended by everything, like conservative Bible thumpers. But on the other hand, it's like that's the reason why I like GG, because he was outrageous and he still is. 31 years after his death, I love his music. I've had many a times where I've been depressed. I wanted to slash my wrists or choke myself to death. I tried once, it didn't work, but I was trying to suffocate myself, and I actually started laughing because I don't know, I would have probably looked funny, But the thing is, I love over the top, ridiculous stuff. I think it's so funny that somebody could get up there, and the stuff that he did, I think is hilarious. His live albums, which I have several, are hilarious. To me, you could put them right next to a comedy album because the stuff he says, oh yeah, he says some pretty bad stuff. He says some, man, let's not beat around the bush. He says some racist crap. I thought it was funny because it's so over the top. And you know what? I'm a fan and I will always be a fan. And I, for a very short time in my life, was trying to be like GG. I was walking around with a bandana on. I went to a show years ago with Jerry Lewin's Fear Factory and a bunch of other bands. And he let me borrow one of his leather jackets, and I was wearing this bandana, and I was trying to grow a mustache. I looked like an idiot. I think I might even shaved it like GG's, like reverse Hitler. Or as they call it also, a.k.a. the Mexican mustache, which I think is hilarious looking. It's where you got a mustache, but you shave off the middle instead of the sides, like Hitler or which Hitler stole that from Charlie Chaplin. So, but oh no, we got to talk about Hitler. No, Charlie Chaplin, buddy. He's the one that started it. But yeah, he's helped me all these years through some rough times, and I've listened to him many times. His music makes me personally happy. It's just like the same thing with White House. Those guys were so over the top. I listened to them. I listened to the Brain Bombs, which have some of the most foul lyrics, like usually from the point of view from a nasty serial killer or a psychopath. I love it. And if you don't, that's fine. But, and I love it when people give me crap about what I like. It's like, am I giving you crap? You listen to wimpy, like, bullshit, or, I only listen to political music. That's fine, man. And, I don't know if I stated this. I don't think it matters, but I'll say it anyways. I love GG, but I also I like Crass. I can listen to political stuff, and I dig it. I think Crass was fantastic. And, of course, that's another band that gets a bunch of crap. No, like, oh, yeah, Steve Ignorance. Like, whatever. If you don't like him, don't listen to him. I think Crass were something else. And definitely the opposite spectrum from GG. A band that, very political. Great stuff. Lots of cool songs. I got two of their, I don't have the albums. Oh, man, I'm not truly punk. I got them on CD. And I'm sorry, I should be ragging on punks because there's a lot of cool punk rockers out there. But I'm just tired of it, like every people being offended by every freaking thing in the world, That's fine. There's stuff I find offensive. I hate Cannibal Holocaust. I hate movies like that. I did not like movies that have animals getting killed in them, abused, all that. I hate that crap, and I don't support it. But if you do, you watch that stuff, I'm not going to put you down for it. So don't put me down for being a GG Allin fan. See, what pisses me off, though, is, people, these idiots think that, if you listen to a band like GG or, a band like that, you must be like a rapist or you hate women. I really, I didn't know I hated women. Oh, I didn't know that I'm a rapist. I'm a violent masturbator. I'm an antisocial masturbator. Whatever. That's great. I think it's funny that people are so stupid. It's like you sound like somebody's parents. You're sitting here, if you listen to this, and I've had some friends, and I'm not ragging on them. I'm not going to give names, but, if you listen to Burzum, or you listen to Screwdriver, and I'm not talking about National Socialist bullshit. That stuff's garbage, the Nazi era. I like pre-National Socialist Screwdriver, pre-Nazi, neo-Nazi bullshit, racist bullshit. I dig All Screwed Up. I think that's a kick-ass album. I wish I owned it. But gee, even when you get on like Amazon, there's like one copy. It's been on there for years. It's like, it's got this big warning on it. And it's like, give me a break. It's not even a Nazi album. It wasn't put out on a Nazi record label. It's not on Resistance Records. The band were not Nazis or National Socialists. But see, even that, oh no, you must be a Nazi. And like, I'm just so sick of that. It's like people, rant about the system and all that. You are the system. Like telling people what they should and shouldn't listen to. You're so fucking stupid. You think that, oh man, if you listen to this band, oh man, I listen to Burzum. The guy is not a Nazi. And let's say if Arctic Vikernes was a Nazi, have you actually listened to Burzum? There's nothing in there about race or anything. It's total Tolkien-inspired black metal. And yes, I own a Burzum album, and I own several albums by White House. Ooh, it has the word white in it, so they must be Nazis. I like Sutcliffe Yudgen. Oh no, they're controversial. So, don't listen to them. I like Gut. I love Gut and Libido Airbag, Nun Horror Commando 666. Who is it? Torso Fuck. I will say this. I know I might sound like a hypocrite. I hate the samples. I have a couple Torso Fuck albums. I hate the samples. It's like, sounds like women getting raped. I hate it. I mean, it's not even real, but it's like, it gets old. But going back to GG, my thing is I'm a fan, but it pisses me off when sometimes I'll tell people I'm a fan, like, hey man, what do you listen to? I'm talking about bands, just random different stuff. And I mentioned GG, I don't like him. And then all of a sudden they don't want to talk to me or something. I'm like, you're an asshole. It's like, whatever. I don't want to talk to you, fucking close-minded asshole. And I'm sure somebody out there's listeners thinking, kind of like a GG. Hey, you people think I'm just a blithering idiot, but that's okay as long as I got your money. As long as I don't read off, I could stand up here for an hour because I got your money. And I don't have your money. Nobody's paying me for this, So is there a point to this episode? I don't know, man. Maybe not. But I will say I have a ton of GG Allin stuff in my life because I went crazy. The label that I really recommend if you're looking for his music, I mean tons literally of his stuff, CDs, even tapes, like original cassettes, because I got some friends out there, like I've had people like, hey dude, you want to get some GG tapes? Oh yeah. Blood Orange Records, which is my buddy Gus is part of that. I don't know if he's the owner or he's a co-owner or what, but anyways, they've been reissuing all of GG's stuff way back. Of course, TPOS, the Malpractice 7-inch, but just about everything else has been reissued by Blood Orange, fixing everything. And the nice thing is that the Jabbers, the original band members, are actually getting some money out of it, and so is GG's daughter. And I think that's really cool because they're like, hey man, if you're gonna buy like these albums, these are legit and they're beautiful. I got not too long ago, what was it? Eat My Fuck. I got I'm a geek. I got the 2 different color vinyl, 180 gram vinyl. And they're really nice. And all the records, I've been buying a vinyl and the CDs because I'm a huge fan, man. But I have just about all the Blood Orange re-releases. I got a lot of 7-inches. One I'm really happy that I scored, was it the Violence? I think was it Violence Now? That 7-inch? I think it was. But the Beast 666 7-inch, which is cool. It's just like a black cover. I'd still like to get the what was it? The GG Allin and the Texas Nazis live at Texas Boozing and Pranks. That one, I found it in Ohio back in 94. I should have bought it. I didn't. But it's funny because it's ticked off a lot of people. It's like just a blue sleeve. And it's got a hole in the middle so you can see the record, but it's got a big swastika. And, of course, they did that just to tick off a lot of people, which apparently they did. I'm like, I think it's funny, but, oh, no, it's a swastika. Don't listen to it. It's a joke. Oh, my God, the band's called the Texas Nazis. I thought it was hilarious. I love that album. It was the first live album that I got, and I used to have it on a copy on cassette. I've had it on CD for years, but that album, to me, is beyond hilarious. I mean, he just goes off. Even in one of the songs, I Want to Die, Abuse Myself, I Want to Die. The guitar comes unplugged, and they don't even start it up again. He's like, that's okay. I didn't like that song too much anyways, but that's okay. We're still the greatest. I think it's a hilarious album, but it's pretty rocking. But yeah, I still want to get my hands on that Boozing and Pranks, but good luck finding that because eBay won't sell it. They won't sell anything that has swastikas on it. It's funny. They were giving Blood Orange a bunch of crap a while back. Like they were letting everybody know on the mailing list, you can't get some of the GG stuff off of eBay now because, they're saying it was a Nazi because one of the albums, the Eat My Fuck, the CD version, he's standing on a cover and he's wearing a shirt with a skull and bones, an old pirate flag shirt. And they said that was a Nazi. I'm like, are you freaking serious? You guys are a bunch of dumb asses. I mean, I do order from eBay once in a while, but they're a bunch of idiots. Unfortunately, that's the only way I've been able to get some of the Blood Orange stuff is off of eBay because Blood Orange uses PayPal, and I don't use PayPal because I about got screwed over by them once. I think they're a scam. But no, I have a lot of stuff. I got some books. I got his prison book that came out several years ago. It's got a lot of letters he wrote to like Gacy, and I'm trying to remember if there's like a letter in there to what was it, Manson? No, I think he tried to like write to Charles Manson, but they wouldn't let him. Yeah, that's right. But there's letters in there to and from John Wayne Gacy. There's a lot of like really nice letters in there. They're not all just about doing, shitty things, but there's some really nice letters in there. Just talk about his life, a lot of photography and stuff. But no, I miss GG, man. I remember the day that he died. I was sitting in my first apartment, and this commercial came on because I used to watch TV a lot more. It's just, basic. I had like maybe 4 channels. But I was saying on the next Jane Whitney show, GG Allin, it says 3 days before his death. And I was like, what? And I was just really numb. I actually got a hold of my buddy Jarrett, and we walked around. I think we hung out till about 4 a.m. downtown. We used to do that on weekends. We'd hang out. And I was just really numb. I was like, jeez, man, I couldn't believe he was dead. I mean, because we were pen pals for a very short time. I wrote to Gigi and wrote him in 91. He actually wrote me right back. Wrote him a couple times. I still have his letters. I've got some black and white photocopies he signed. One, he put his address. And I feel bad because I only wrote him a couple times. I should have kept in touch. I did an interview with him. I think I mentioned this on another episode, but anyhow, having a really bad time in my life. Thought I was going to have to join the military. I had a zine. I had a whole issue just about done, and I ripped it up. I destroyed it, and one of the things in there was an interview that I did with Gigi, and I still to this day regret I did that. I think I did an interview with Impetigo too, but like I basically did an interview with some of my favorite bands, and yeah, that was stupid. I ripped up my it was almost a life-size Elvira poster. It's good luck finding that now. I think I found it was like $300. I'm like, nope. I settled for an 8x10 glossy. But, yeah, I don't know. It's like different bands do different things for people, but Gigi's helped me out through some really bad times. The fact that he wrote me right back was really cool. He didn't even ask for like send him a stamp, which I should have, but kind of short, cool letter. And I'll probably do another episode about Gigi, but the thing is, because of Gigi, I got into some other bands, like right not too long after him, I got into the Mentors, who I think are absolutely hilarious. But like I said, I understand why people don't. And, I kind of ranted there a little bit back there. And it's all good. But I understand why, a lot of people don't like Gigi or the Mentors. I get it. That's cool. But like I said, I just pisses me off when people are like, oh, yeah, if you listen to it, you must be like that. I had Eric Wood one day. I got a rant one day. I woke up. I was on Facebook. And he just went off on me. He's like, you're listening to GG Allin. This guy's disgusting. He's a rapist. Going on and on. And when I tried to respond, I'm like, where did this come from? He blocked me. And I'm like, really? He actually blocked me. I'm like, give me a frickin' break. And, I mean, I haven't talked to Eric Wood and how long has it been? I don't know, a while, but I ended up leaving a message on his Massive Bastard. It says, yeah, you're basically like, what the hell? I said, you're weak. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I said, you don't even give me a chance. You and I were like friends for like 20 years, and you just flip out on me, and you're saying I'm a rapist, I'm a pro rapist. And I was like, what is your deal? And I think I was pretty nice. I didn't tell him to, F off or anything, but I was like, what? And I don't know. I guess he just pulled some weird stuff. But the thing is, I got nothing against you, Eric. I never already said it. A friend of mine who talks to Eric once in a while, my buddy Evan, said that he said to say hi to me, because I guess they keep in touch a little bit. And this was a while back, not that long ago. But anyways, Eric, it's cool, man. I don't know. Eric's an interesting guy. I still think Man is the Bastard is great. I love that little down tune and high tune bass. I don't think you're gods. Like, people are like, oh, those guys are God, man, the brutality. I'm like, whatever. I love Gigi. I don't think he's a god. He was a human being, that just did a bunch of crazy stuff and just made some kick-ass music with his bands and did a lot of filthy things, man. But anyways, like I said, it's all good. I hope, Eric, you're doing better, man. I really hope, I know I was having some hearing problems and got some big GoFundMe or Kickstarter thing going. So, hey, man, I wish you the best. I'm sure you'll probably never even hear this episode. Probably never even listen to my show. But if anybody knows Eric, please tell him I'm good. It's all good. And that's one thing I do appreciate what Billy said. My last episode was kind of ticked off about, Billy Nocera, my old once best friend. But in his little interview with me in the zine that comes with the Be a Freak double LP. No, I appreciate that, what you said, man. It's like, yeah, he was, really got me more into like Twisted Sister and GG Allin and some other stuff. I'm like, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. That's really cool. I know you're a big GG fan. I don't know if you still are. And Steve Eggs once said that the spirit of GG Allin lives in BCA, and I was flattered, dude, because I know I've gone a little crazy sometimes. 1994, first real show I ever played with Pile of Eggs. This is right after Earwigs played. The Earwigs played first, which I was like, thanks, dude. It was all the Pile of Eggs guys. And then the next was Pile of Eggs. And it was a great time, but I was wearing nothing but these cut-off sweatpants, a chain around my neck. I had a mullet, and I was trying to grow a mustache and a goatee, and I looked like a complete idiot. I was filthy and sweaty. We all were filthy, man. We were filthy bastards. Great show, but God, we all were sick the next day. We were sick for about a day, but we got better right after that, and it was all good and fun. Anyways, Gigi's always been a big influence on me, man. One of my big memories, too, was when I lived in Texas. I was living with this guy named Gary and his wife. His wife was a sweetheart, but he was a piece of shit. Dog beater, very violent dog beater, complete asshole, scam artist, scumbag, ripoff. I have nothing really good to say about that guy. But anyhow, I got really depressed, and I was sitting in my room a lot. I had no fan, and I ended up using a fan, but the windows were like nailed shut. This is in Fort Worth, Texas. I mean, it was freaking hot. Well, I got so depressed that I was playing my guitar a lot, and I was trying to learn GG covers, and I kept fantasizing that he would come to Texas, and I'd meet him, and he'd be like, oh, yeah, you could play in my band, and then I would have done it, but I wasn't very good anyways, but I was trying to learn as much GG stuff on my guitar. I'd sit there and just keep playing and playing and playing, and obviously, it never happened, but I'm really grateful that, got some cool letters from him and got a lot of cool stuff, man. I got almost like a mini museum of GG Allin stuff in my life, and it really makes me happy. And I'm grateful that I discovered him, because I've been through a lot of crap in my life. Feel like I've been hated in the nation myself. I get a lot of people don't like me, and I don't honestly think I'm a bad person. I've had people, I was thinking about this earlier, I've had people say, oh, you're such a nice person. I don't see how somebody couldn't like you. Some people don't. They get a hate on for me. And the thing is, I'm not this overwhelming, overbearing. I mean, yeah, maybe I sound overwhelming here and with some of my little earlier rants here in this episode. I think I'm an all right person. I'm not perfect, I'm not great. I never will be. I think sometimes I'm a terrible human being, and I hate to call myself a human being. Call me an alien or a mutant. I call myself an alien, but I think more like I'm a mutant, man. But, yeah, I just want to say, rest in peace, Gigi. I miss you a lot. You're one of my biggest heroes. It's like some people, Elvis is their hero. I dig Elvis too, but Gigi was and will always be one of a kind, and I thank you for your music. I thank you for your craziness. I thank you for the very, very short time that I got to talk to you, and I cherish your letters and your music. And am I kissing ass? Maybe I am. Maybe I got diarrhea on my upper lip. Good, I don't care. Actually, I do. But anyway, yeah, if you've never heard GG Allin and you want to hear something crazy and over the top, just get on YouTube. I'm surprised there's a lot of stuff on there, but there's a buttload of shows. There's some really hilariously bad early videos that are hilarious, like Dead or Alive. That song is great, but the video is so corny. It's so bad. It looks like rejects from Motley Crue in it, and there's GG and the Jabbers. yeah, I've kind of like rambled on here. This is probably my longest episode, but I keep saying and I'm sure there's been a moments of beep, 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 beep. That's cool. I'm gonna keep doing my show, but I just wanted to say, GG, rest in peace. Thank you for everything. I love you, man. Thank you for being one of my biggest heroes, just about my biggest hero. Maybe I'll meet you one day in the afterlife. Who knows? I wish I could have seen you live. We tried to. Jerry and I tried to see you, and we missed you because Guy gave us the notification of your show like a week after it happened, which sucks. But anyhow, I'm sure I'll be doing another episode sometime, or at least sporadically mentioning him, because that's me. And to my friends out there, no, I'm not trying to start crap. Sometimes people think you're trying to be controversial. No, I'm not. But whatever. I listen to a lot of different kinds of music. I enjoy it. There's a song by 311, that song Down. Yeah, I like it. I think it's a cool song. I like a song by Linkin Park. Oh no, I'm not a true metalhead. I've never said I was. I'm a poser, and I suck, and I don't really care. And you know what? I want to wear a chain connected from my nose to my ear and look dumb. I don't care, I do care. I don't care. This has been the Bizarre Alien. Beyond the Podcast of 1984. If you have any comments, questions, you want to rant, you want to say how much you hate my show or how much you like it, maybe you even love it. I don't know. You hate GG Allin, you can just send them in, oh my God, I hate that guy, or oh, I love him. But anyhow, I just want to also give a big thanks to Gus. Is it Sissom? Sorry, dude. I don't have your name right here in front of me, but for Blood Orange for being a really cool guy and re-releasing all those albums and stuff, man. I appreciate it, man. And thanks to Bloody Mess. Definitely gonna have some stuff about Bloody. Bloody's great. He's got a lot of cool stories. Look him up online. Get on YouTube or Instagram. Bloody Mess, man. He has a lot of cool stories because he toured with GG on the Hated in the Nation tour. And they also there's a CD out called The Bloody Years, and it's him and GG. And it's a really sloppy, fun, good time. And Bloody Mess's stuff is really kick-ass too, especially with the Scabs, which is one of my very favorite bands, him and the Scabs. So anyhow, all right. It's been the Bizarre Alien. And like always, as I've said in every episode, you can leave your comments, good or bad, on the BTP1984.com. But hey, any questions? I mean, you can call me an a-hole if you want. Just say you're a big mouth. Fine, I'm not gonna get mad. I'll be like, you're probably right. I am a big mouth. But sending out lots of love to all my dear friends, my kitties, my family, and also, of course, to my beautiful dream lady, wherever you are. As always, please come down from outer space. I'm lonely, and maybe you can heal me with all the crap that I've got bad going on now. So anyways, okay, enough of my big mouth. We'll see you later. This has been BCA from outer space. Keep the filth. Bye.
Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
Beyond the Podcast of
84.
What is this?
It's Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
Well? Oh.
It's just BCA.
Better not be. I warn you, For many years, I have been training as an acrobat. Know a lot of tricks.
Well, then show us on btp1984.com.
Of course I wouldn't. Hey! Well,
BCA finds it very hilarious. Maybe you could tune in and listen to the show, btp1984.com.
sure. What do you think I am? A fake?
Are you a diehard fan of Beyond the Podcast of 1984? Do you want to show off your love for the podcast in style? Well, look no further. Introducing our exclusive podcast merch line. From t-shirts that will make you the envy of all your alien friends, to hats that will keep you looking freaky while repping your favorite podcast. We've got everything you need to take your Beyond the Podcast of 1984 fandom to the next level. So don't wait. Head to btp1984.com now and grab yourself some podcast merch before it's all gone. And remember, wearing BCA's merch will automatically make you funnier and more attractive. Get your Beyond the Podcast of 1984 merch today and join BCA's podcast revolution.